All right, what's up, everyone? This is the Osmo.com NHL Hit the Ice Show. As you guys probably know by now, 2 game slate, shocker there. But new series to talk about. So, new matchups, always nice. Uh, and then we'll have the same ones in a couple days when these two teams face off tomorrow. Same thing. So, hopefully, they keep 2 games each day so we don't have to get sick of Showdown too early, and hopefully we can just have that for the conference finals and then the Stanley Cup finals. Uh, saw some chat. I had Corralian, not Coyle. Yeah, I Coyle has been playing really well. He's like one of the leaders in high danger chances in the playoffs. So he's played more. I mean, they played 7 games. They've played more games than anyone, so that's probably why. But even on a per 60 basis, he's actually been pretty good. So sad for the Minnesota Wild. I wanted to tell you all the key to unlock the slate tonight. Let's hear it, Tyler. What's the key? I'd love to know. The best GPP play on the board is ... Let's see. McGinn, Jeff says, completing Tyler's sentence. Clutterbuck. I actually got to some Clutterbuck. I think I'm going to end up Xing him out, honestly. I don't really see a huge need to play Clutterbuck. I think you can, but, if I, even on a 2 game slate, if I want fourth line, even on a showdown slate, if I want fourth liners, it's going to be fourth liners that on lines that I think are good, or just a guy that is better than a fourth line player or something like that. Clutterbuck is, I guess, on the power play. I guess there's maybe a reason to play him, but did not think that's how we start off the show. Jam in Burns and Carlson. You can do that without Clutterbuck. You can pretty easily do that. Again, the pricing's soft on a 2 game slate, as it should be, because then people have to make decisions. So that is the good part about these 2 gamers. If you're playing a lot of lineups. Oh, by the way, speaking of a lot of lineups, they changed the $10 back to 88 max when it filled last night, or got really close at 141. I don't understand that. Maybe they just completely don't care about NHL on Fridays. I don't know. There's not even a lot of. I think there's only one NBA game tonight too. By the way, if you are playing NBA tonight, we do have single game / showdown NBA ownership projections, which is pretty cool. And I think they're free today, so go check that out. Started using FC Rewind today to learn. I've been using RG Builder, but definitely sold on FC for NHL next year. It looks too complicated to even bother, though, this year. Just use Rewind then. If you're not ready, don't buy it unless you're ready, unless you think you're going to use it. But yeah, definitely use Rewind. You can, if you want to use my projections, you can download them at 7 Eastern every day and save them. And then you can have them for the next day when you do your Rewind stuff. Let me add the channel and tell them I'm live. I missed a good draft yesterday. I was forced to watch some of it. But I don't know. I don't care about the draft at all. Yeah, I don't know how else to put it. I was trying to watch the hockey games. My Blues, how about that? Blues looking pretty good. Looks like Carolina's lineup is going to stay the same. Let me turn that on silent. Yeah, Carolina's lineup's going to stay normal. I know they went to some Stahl, Teravainen last game. I don't know, but looks like it's going to stay the same. If something does change, though, we will have time to adjust. 20, 30 minutes or so. I will be on the MLB Live Before Lock show, so if you see me scrambling, that probably means that I saw a late change. And if I do see a late change, I'll try to post it in Hockey Chat while building my MLB lineups, while building my NHL lineups. But I'm going to try to get NHL completely out of the way before I get on live before lock. And then obviously I'll adjust if I have to, but I don't expect any changes in really either of these two games. So what was the first game last? Oh yeah, Columbus and Boston. Yeah, Columbus scored 2 quick goals in was it the second or third? And then 2 Coyle goals. Game tire, game winner. That will do it. So Columbus, they're beatable. Yeah, the Blues are very good, I think. Stars just let Vlad walk in twice. Won't happen again. I think it will happen again. It's pretty cool watching the NHL and no bias towards any game or any team. I grew up in Cleveland, so I just root for whoever the underdog is. Come on, Hurricanes. Yeah, go Canes. Go Canes. They've got a beatable opponent in the second round, too. So we'll talk about that game right now, I suppose. DK pricing. All right. As always, Osmo Lineup Builder is on your screen. This is a premium feature. Next year, we will not have the grades. The grades will be blurred out, and ownership, if we have it, that will be blurred out on this show. So you're going to have to become a premium member if you actually want to see the stuff. I'll refer to some guys next season, but yes, we will not be giving away the free individual player grades. We also have stack rankings, my projections, premium articles. Nolan has an article out today. We do have cheat sheets oftentimes. And yeah, I think it's a smart move too, Mike. We gave you guys the rankings for an entire year. So I don't know. Don't want to get the premium paid members. Need to create some more value for them. But yeah, we'll still refer to guys and stuff. The ratings lured me in. Yeah, well, perfect. That's the point. That's the plan. Oh, by the way, I'm just seeing this now, but my projections actually are free today. So we're giving away a free piece of content, premium content every single day. And here, I'll post it right here. Here's the tweet from the Osmo NHL account. Go follow that, by the way. Go follow that. Give that tweet a like or whatever. Do whatever you want with that. But yeah, my projections are free today. And those were actually just updated a couple minutes before I came on. So if you just missed it, free projections from myself today. So this is what you would get every day if you were to become a premium member. Promo code Hit the Ice if you want 50% off your first month of Osmo.com premium. Okay, Hurricanes and the Islanders, 2.5 implied total for the Canes. 2.7 for the Islanders. Peter Mrazek, Robin Lehner in net. Double A grade from Robin Lehner. I mean, you guys probably know where I'm going here. Carolina 1 is one of my favorite stacks. Although no one really emerged, even without caps, no one really emerged as like the clear number 1 option for me today when I was running crunches. So Carolina's up there from a value standpoint. They're just too cheap based on how good they are. Aho, he's a little expensive, but Niederreiter and Teravainen, I think both 500 to 1,000 underpriced. Just based on how good that line is, I'm not all that worried about any matchup here. If they go up against the Barzal line, perfect. That line, while they're really good offensively, they also are not very good defensively. Same thing with the Nelson line. They're a little bit better defensively, but would not scare me off of a line this good. In Carolina 1, you can also go to the second line for Carolina. I probably not too heavy on them. I don't know. I hope Leonard's 75% owned. Yeah. I mean, that'd be great. 75% owned on a 2-game slate, please. I think Leonard's going to be the highest owned goalie tonight. Lowest implied total against. The Islanders are a good defensive team for sure. And I get it. I get why Leonard is going to be chalky, or like maybe the most chalky goalie. In fact, looking at my numbers, he is my highest owned goalie, but everyone's between 17 and 31% right now. So I'll gladly be underweight, but I'm going to leave myself some outs, a lot of outs. So on my non-Carolina lineups, it will be a lot of Leonard, because I think this one could easily decide the slate as far as just one position. If the Islanders win this game, it's likely Leonard sees 30, 35, 37, 38 shots, something like that. I'm joining Osmo pretty much because of the hockey work you do here, you guys do here, and well, because FC seems like the best. It is the best. Yeah. Plug in my projections, or you can use FC's projections, or you can aggregate them, whatever you like. Yeah, I think we've got a pretty good crew around here. So go check out Nolan's article as well. Carolina won your most exposed line tonight. They are right up there. Let me see. So Niederreiter is going to be one of my most exposed players. Teravainen and Aho not too far behind, but I do have Niederreiter as the best value, looking like Alex does as well. So running 3-2-1s and stuff. Yeah, I'm going to get a lot of Nino. My highest exposed player is going to be between McKinnon and Burns. So Niederreiter is going to be the third guy likely. On the Islanders side, it is all Isles 1. I thought it would be heavier on them. Looking at Barzal and Eberle, they're in the 15 to 25% range. That's what they're going to end up for me. And then Lee is going to emerge as kind of my favorite guy on this line. Like, that's a ridiculous price for Anders Lee. Like, just creates a ton of quality looks. Playing with Barzal even better. This line has great numbers. So you can certainly stack them up as a trio. I have no issue with that at all. In fact, they're probably going to come up now that I'm thinking of it. I do see a little bit of a mistake in one of my, like, playing a guy too much, Radil. I have too much of Radil, and that's probably bringing down some of my full Isles 1 stacks. So they'll come up a little bit. That's really the only line I want a lot of. Nelson, Bailey, Kuhnhackl, those guys, they're just not high event. And I get that you get Nelson and Bailey on the top power play, but you get the same thing with Eberle and Anders Lee on the top power play as well. Why do they not have Barzal on that top unit? I don't understand that. Why are you trying to balance out power play units? Doesn't really make sense to me. Like, just play your best guys a minute 30 and then give the other guys a chance. That's what I would do. Because you could just go PP1, 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 one of these guys. I don't exactly know how it works. And then Pollock. That'd be a pretty dope unit, I think. Brock Nelson, awesome one-off. Yeah, I made an account this morning and pinned an Osmo tab to my browser. That's what I like to hear. Goalie other than Leonard Jones. Tell that to Pittsburgh, Jake. Oh, about stacking a power play unit? Yeah, I mean, it didn't work out for them, but it's only going to work out for one team, right? One team wins the cup. What else? I was just about to say something else in here. Whatever. We'll just move on. I'm sure it'll come to me if it's important. Not really looking at either of these third lines. The third line I really like is in the next game, and you guys probably know who that is. I think that is going to do it for the forwards there. So just to kind of go along, really love these top two lines, especially Carolina 1. I'm going to be overweight on them, as I have been basically every time they've played. Barzal, Lee, Eberle, going to have a lot of Anders Lee, but also very healthy amount of Islanders 1 as well. Defenseman here, Polak, Leddy, Tays. For me, that's the pecking order. Tentatively, I think you can play Tays. But Polak does get Barzal on his unit if these are accurate. So maybe not the worst thing in the world to play Polak with Lee, Barzal, and Eberle. At least there's some PP correlation. Mike, yes, I'll be doing showdown projections. So when there are showdown slates, I'm going to play them, so I'm going to put projections out. So, yep, we did that, or I did that the other day when it was just one game, the Carolina Game 7. So, yep, we'll have showdown projections. Polak gets you nice exposure to Clutterbuck. Yeah, I mean, he's probably not the worst play on the slate, but there's a lot of other plays I love ahead of him. Tays, yeah, okay, we talked about that. Another PP2 guy I really like, well, really two guys, Hamilton and Slavin. If I'm one-offing, I'm trying to get to those guys ahead of Falk. With Slavin, it's pretty easy. If, you've only got 4,500 left over, Falk's going to be chalky. And I get it. I'm playing some Falk. It's like, he's just the worst to be on PP1. He can do some things, though, like just by being on the ice in an advantageous situation. So I'm playing some Falk. I hate when I play him. I hate when I have 15% of him, and that's what it's looking like tonight. There are a lot of good defenseman plays, I think, and a lot of guys that are really close after the top three. So, well, I mean, I guess you could say there's like a clear 1-2 Burns Carlson, and then I think a pretty clear 3 in Tyson Barrie. You could even say he's a number 2 ahead of Burns or Carlson. But Hamilton would definitely be in that next tier, maybe by himself with Polak or something like that. I'm not sure. But there's a lot of defensemen I really, really want to play. 20 entry max showdowns. Yeah. Hamilton greater than Falk. I agree. I think Hamilton's just a much better player. Blues going to the Cup. Dallas gone in 5. Could see it. I really like the Blues. Showdowns are hard to judge on what's happening. Yeah, I wish there was a captain spot on DK. So I actually like FanDuel. Like, they have the captain slot. So you can just work from there and make really correlated lineups, assuming your captain goes off. So just like in NHL, I wish DK had the showdown captain for NHL. Then we can all be like Drewby and just bank every showdown slate. I bet you they put a captain in next season. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe they'll try it out this season. I have no clue. I'd like to see them try it out. Yeah, it doesn't make sense for MLB, though, I don't think. It does make sense for NHL. Yeah, so whatever. We'll talk about Showdown when we get to it. Other guys I like, Mayfield actually comes up a little bit for me. He's a secondary play. He's not someone I'm heavily targeting. Same thing with Dahan at 2,600. Just dirt cheap. If you need someone at 2,600, he would be my guy. All right, other game. Avalanche and the San Jose Sharks. We've got a 3 implied total for the Avs, 3.2 for the Sharks. Grubauer, Martin Jones in net. What do we have here? No Joe Pavelski is the big thing for the Sharks. So Nyquist slides up to his spot with Couture and Timo Meier. Lucas Radil going with Hurdle and Kane. I did check on the numbers with Meier, Couture, and Nyquist. It's about a 40-minute sample. They're very good offensively, as you would expect them to be. 40 minutes, you can't really draw too many conclusions from that, but at least it's something. So they have played together. They are familiar with playing each other. And I honestly didn't know before I checked. I was expecting to see like 2 minutes this trio's play together, but 40 is better than nothing. I would expect them to be really awesome offensively. Meyer going onto the top power play unit, I like it, but I also don't like it because, yes, he is, even if he wasn't on a power play unit, he's underpriced at 5,600. He's been a beast, creating a ton of quality chances, as much as basically anyone in the playoffs so far. Scoring chances, high danger chances, shot attempts. Maybe shot attempts aren't great, but his chances that he gets when he does attempt shots are in close, which is what you love to see. So he's on the top power play. He's going to be right up there with my highest exposed wingers, right up with like Niederreiter and those guys. I absolutely love Timo Meier tonight. I love him basically every night, but you can play the full stack. I just very clearly want to get to a lot of Timo. Going down here, Radil is a guy that I will leave off some of my stacks. I will have obviously some Hurdle, Kane, Radil, but I'm going to leave him off on quite a few. It seems like he oftentimes gets left out of the scoring. I don't know how long he's going to play with those guys. It could be LeBanc moving up there. I honestly have no clue how these lines are going to shake out during the game outside of Couture and Meyer are going to stay together, and I think Hurdle and Kane are going to stay together. LeBanc is a guy I absolutely love. Once again, maybe you call it point chasing. I don't really care. You can't really argue with what he's done so far, and it's a really, really good matchup for this line. You can play the full stack. I have no issue with that. Sorensen on the second unit now. That's a little bit of a boost. So I love San Jose 1. I love San Jose 3. And then Hurdle, speaking of guys that have just been awesome, Hurdle's right up there with Meyer, just creating quality chances. They're so, so good. And then you've got Evander Kane on the wing. This forward core for the Sharks is pretty stacked. If you add in Pavelski, obviously it looks a little bit worse without Pavelski, but I've been really, really impressed with LeBanc especially, and then of course Hurdle and Timo. But you kind of expect that from the other two. But yeah, LeBanc just looks really, really, really good, and the numbers are kind of backing that up. He's all around the net, just creating chance after chance after chance. Speaking of that, creating a lot of chances, the Avs closed out the Flames in 5. Very impressive showing for Colorado. Grubauer's played well. McKinnon's been McKinnon on steroids. I was looking like he's not creating a lot of great scoring chances or anything, but he does. I mean, he just hammers the puck on net all the time, or around the net, creating chances for other people. He just, when he gets the puck, I can't imagine being like a fan of the team going up against him. He's one of the worst guys to fade late in the slate. So he's going to be on about half of my lineups. Probably will be my highest exposed player or second behind Burns. I've got him as the highest projected player. I don't think it's that great of a matchup, but not a bad one at the same time. You can play him with Landeskog, Kerfoot. I'm okay with that. I'm going to do some of that, but I'm also going to play McKinnon by himself. I'm also going to play McKinnon with Landeskog in two mans when I do 3-2-1. And then I'm going to force in some real Colorado 1, I call it. McKinnon, Landeskog, and Rantanen. Just like I did a lot last series, there's a good chance in a few of these games that they end up on the same line for, half the game or maybe even 2/3 of the game. If this is 2-0, 3-0 at the end of one, don't be counting your money yet if you faded McKinnon, because it's going to be McKinnon, Landeskog, and Rantanen. He's going to play 25 plus minutes. I mean, he's just going to play so much. And it's not just a compiling thing. Like per 60, he's just incredible for DFS. So I'll be all over McKinnon, and anyone that correlates to him. I don't know yet what I want to do with Colorado 2. I'm probably going to play a few Colorado 2 stacks. I've got 88 lineups. So if I get 2 to 4 Colorado 2s, I guess that's fine. I don't love the line. Wilson at 3,500 on the top PP buried me a couple of games ago. Could he do it again? Sure. I'm probably not playing him too much outside of Colorado 2 stacks. Let me make sure on that though. Oh, actually I got a decent amount of Colorado 2 in my last one. It'll come down a little bit, but I got over 10%. That's not bad. I don't think I would, I'll put it this way. I don't think I would want to play Wilson unless I'm playing the full stack or playing Rantanen. So, meaning I don't want to play Wilson as a one-off. If you're playing him in a power play stack or in Colorado 2 or mini with Rantanen. That would be the kind of thing I'd be interested in. And looking at my lineups with him, that's all they are. I don't have any Wilson one-offs. I don't have him projected as that great of a value. So PP1, of course, helps. You saw what he can do when you're playing with really talented guys. There's always merit in playing you, but not going to try to get my Colin Wilson money back tonight, I don't think. Wonder if we see a slow, trashy Avs team tonight like we saw from the Jackets for 80% of the game last night. I didn't watch much of that. They looked okay when I was watching. I don't know. They did score 2 quick goals. One of them, at least, was pretty lucky. You could argue the one... I mean, they're both deflections. So, they had a chance to win that despite not looking fantastic. So that's saying something. What else do we have here? I don't love the third line. The third line I'm going to heaviest, again, is San Jose 3. I think this line is actually very solid. I hate Joe Thornton, but there is some assist equity. I kind of like Sorensen as a player, and then LeBank's growing on me for sure. Boston won and Radulov one off Radulov one off last night equals Coffin. Yep. Is Makar in play? Yeah, so there was some talk about the Avs possibly going with 7 D-men. It is not going to be 7 D-men. Nemeth is out tonight. So Bednar, the coach for Colorado, said that it was a tough decision or blah, 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 blah. Whatever. You really can't take Makar out of the lineup right now. He's played really well. He's up to 39 on DraftKings, 3,900. I don't understand why he's 3,900. I mean, he's playing decent minutes. It's not like he's super active in those minutes, though. He's not a guy I'm like, yeah, I got to play Cale Makar. I've probably called him Cole a bunch of times, but anyways, Cale Makar, he has 8 shot attempts in 3 games at all strengths, 3 scoring chances. He's averaging just under 18 minutes a game. So there was an OT game in there too. Let's see what he's... I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's a great play at 3,900. So I probably... Yeah. 2 shots in 3 games. Yeah, I don't think he's a guy I'm going to get to. Looking at my preliminary crunch here, I got 0%. Yeah, so I think there are just better plays. 2, he had 2 shots on goal. He has 2 shots on goal. Yikes. I don't know. If you want to play him, that's fine. He's obviously talented. I'm just spending up for defensemen. I'm spending up for guys like Pollock and Hamilton, obviously Carlson, Burns, Tyson Barrie. Trying to X out as many players as possible before I start crunching. Be careful with that. because as soon as you start Xing out a bunch of guys, that's also going to affect the exposure of maybe your top guys. So if you X out a bunch of cheap defensemen, you might get less McKinnon or less Burns or Carlson or something like that. So would be careful with that. Yeah. All right. Not saying you can't do that or anything, but I like Girard. Ignore this on the fourth line. They're playing 6 defensemen. Girard is playing with EJ, I think. Is that right? And then Zadorov with Makar. Wait, let me find this. Oh, no. Makar is playing with Cole. So that'll be technically the third pairing. Tyson Barrie with Zadorov and Girard with EJ. So back to his normal spot. I actually like Girard quite a bit for 2,900. He's not a big high event guy or anything like that. He doesn't block a million shots, but I just think he's also someone who's really talented. He does have a little bit of offensive upside, at least for that price. So I'm okay playing him. He's the guy that I'm getting to much more than Makar if I can't get to a Tyson Barrie. So it's going to drop the minutes a little bit for Cole with Girard being back. Still, Cole's not really a guy I love playing anyways. Burns, Carlson. For me, it's Burns night. I mean, take your pick any night. If you guys can tell me who's going to perform better, feel free to key me in on that. But it looks like Carlson's been playing on the top unit. Still, Nyquist, Kane, Sorensen, Thornton, second unit. That's not a bad unit either, and they're gonna get some time. Colorado did have 22 times shorthanded in the first series. That was 5 games. That is a very bad average. They also were one of the most penalized teams. I think the most penalized team in the NHL in the regular season. So they have not slowed down in the taking penalties category. They're going to be in trouble if they do that here. They were able to get out of trouble doing that in Calgary. So, if they can have a great kill, maybe they can do some more damage in the second round. They had a 77% kill. They were 5 out of 22. Or they allowed 5 goals on 22 times shorthanded. So I guarantee you Carlson will be higher owned over Burns tonight. I think they were really close the last time they played. I think they were like 19 and 21%. What do you think of taking only Couture, Meyer, Hurdle, and LeBanc from the Sharks? If you're doing that, I would try to get Burns or Carlson. I mean, those guys are all on the top power play, right? So you're getting exposure to all 3 lines. Just get more correlation with the defenseman is what I would try to do. That'd be my advice. I'm going to play both like Testosterone did the other night. Yeah, Testosterone plays a ton of Burns and Carlson. And Testosterone will do that once again tonight. Probably 90% Burns, I would think, is going to be what he does tonight. So that's just what he does. I mean, I like paying up for defensemen too. Short slates, you kind of compete with yourself a little bit too much if all your lineups, I've realized, go like this, like 3-3 with the top 2 defensemen. It's hard to differentiate. You can only run so many different combos, right? Testosterone does that every slate. In his main lineup? Oh, yeah. Tyson Barrie is a great play. I 100% agree with that. Yeah. You could argue Tyson Barrie's right up there with Burns and Carlson as plays tonight. And he's going to be less owned than those guys. You have 88 lineups, Jake. So Burns percentage compared to EK. For me, my exposures, let me see. Right now, I have 44% Burns, 25% Carlson. So, I mean, there's a decent difference. Yeah, a lot of the top MLB guys go way over the field on a bunch of people similarly. So it's the best long-term strategy. Could be. I mean, we've seen there's multiple ways to win at DFS, and be successful in NHL DFS. 44% seems low. Well, my top 5 owned defensemen, my top 6 are all guys I think are very good plays. So this is what I have. I'm gonna have lineups with 3 defensemen. So I'm not just taking, like, my one-offs aren't always going to be wingers. They're going to be some defensemen. 44% Burns, 25% Carlson, 25% Pollock, 20% Dougie, 19% Falk, 18% Tyson Berry, 15% Slavin, and then 10% Gerard. Yeah, so I'm just trying to differentiate as much as possible while also making smart lineups. That's why you only see 44% Burns, but everyone, my 2 through 7 are all between 25 and 15%. And I like all those guys. If you're using the SJ3, is that a full stack? Yeah, it could be a full stack. The odds that Thornton kills you if you leave him out, probably not huge, because he's not a goal scorer. So even if it's a full line goal, if you have Sorensen or LeBanc and they score the goals, you're probably going to be okay leaving Thornton off. Jones is 3-0 versus the Avs with a 3-goal against average. So by the season, it's safe to say Jones will get the win but allow 3 goals. I think that's not a bad prediction. So this is the series. It's like Jones' biggest weakness is stopping high danger chances, which is obviously what separates a bad goalie from an average goalie or a great goalie. And McKinnon and Landeskog and Rantanen are really, really good at creating quality chances. So this series is going to really depend on Jones once again. Can he be average for 4 games? And he was fine last series for quite a few games. Leonard's my most exposed goalie, but Carolina 1 is also one of my most exposed stacks. So there is that. Let's see, what else we got here? Anything else I'm forgetting to talk about? Jones blows. Can't argue. Yeah, watch line rushes on Carolina. See if there's anything funky going on with the top 6. Radill exposure. The thing is with Radill, right now I have him right next to Kane. Or actually I have him above Kane. So I have Radill at 23, Kane at 22. That's not going to stick. Radill's going to be at like 10%. Kane will probably stick around there. So I just don't really need that much Lucas Radill exposure, I don't think. What do we have here? Okay. I look good on the TV. That's good to hear, bots. Not in 2-game slates. So hard to fire a single bullet. It is tough. It's tough to fire a single bullet in any slate. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend playing 1 bullet in a 2-game slate. Jones was horrible at the start of the series. Yeah, he turned it around, though. If he gets in a groove and all of a sudden it's shots from 40 feet away, that he's stopping or whatever. You know, like if he can stop these low danger chances, like you get into a groove, he's not in his head, he's not allowing early goals. You never really know how it can go. Look at how Bob started versus Tampa. Yeah, gave up 3 in the first period and then won 4 straight games, including that one. Yeah, I wonder if Stahl is gonna skate with Aho and Niederreiter, or not Aho and Niederreiter, Teravainen and Niederreiter. I do wonder. Well, we will see. I'd still like both lines. All right, I think that's about good. I think we talked enough about this 2-game slate. I will be back breaking it down hopefully tomorrow, depending on what time the MLB strategy show gets done. That the strategy show tomorrow morning will be at 11:15 Eastern. It'll be myself and EMAC. I'm also on Live Before Lock with Chris Baggs tonight. Friday, come hang out. Come pop your beer open or whatever you, vodka soda or whatever you drink. What are those called? White Claw. And sit back and watch the Live Before Lock show with Chris and myself. We will be breaking it down for you, building some lineups, doing all the normal stuff that we do on Live Before Lock, and I'm sure it'll get off topic a little bit. Do you ever leave that seat? I do, in fact. Oddly enough, I do leave this seat sometimes. But not really today. Not today. 3 shows. So we're 2/3 of the way there. And then you'll be getting 5 shows from me in a matter of like 28 hours. And then nothing on Sunday. So you'll be seeing more than enough from me. Projections are free today. Go check those out. Free of charge. You just need a free account. And you can look at the projections for today from myself. They are unlocked. Upload them to Fantasy Cruncher if you have it. If you don't, you should get it. Get it through us. Promo code Hit the Ice, 50% off the first month of your favorite premium package. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow or tonight if you're playing MLB. Good luck.